Hey crew, it's Bit, and I'm back with some more MBTI. Today we're going to be diving into another one of our introverts. This is the ISFP. Let's do it. The ISFP is going to base everything in their life around their morals. They're going to do it without even thinking about it. It is what they are going to be the best at. They're going to be very aware of how they have felt in the past, and it is going to help shape them into what they want to be. They're going to judge everything off of morals. In order to be of service to the tribe, however, they're going to be very much concerned and responsible for the things. They're going to be responsible for bringing in the new things. These are the gatherers. These are the ones that go out and bring in the new options. They also very much love to give people a good sensation. They like people to have a good experience. They want you to get out of it what you want. And so for the third eye slide, we're going to be looking at NI for the ISFP. That means that they are going to be looking forward and defensive over the NI, or the best possibility, or what they see as the best possibility. But for the alternate, that's going to be a TE. They're going to be looking forward and very defensive over the rationale of the tribe. For the throat, the ISFP is going to be concentrated on the T. They're going to be worried about the other people's rationale, but they're going to miscommunicate that. Whereas the miscommunication for the alternate is going to be in I. They're going to miscommunicate what the best possibility is. For the heart, we've got ISFP and the alternate both are sharing ethics, right? This is what they really want to do, is to be ethical. They want to take their morals and apply them to everyone. Solar plexus is going to be what feeds them and nurtures them, and that is picking the best thing. It is not just gathering all of the things, which they do quite well, but sorting them out and getting them right. For the sacral, ISFP, this is going to be NE. It's going to be the future possibilities and foresight. It is going to be what can possibly happen in the future. Not what is going to happen, but what can happen. And for the alternate, that's going to be TI. It's going to be about their logic. It's going to be, and the sacral is where you miss things, right? This is what trips you up. This is logic and personal thoughts. And for the base, this is going to be, ISFP is going to be their logic and personal thoughts. They're just going to miss them completely. And the NE is going to be for the alternate, and that's going to be the future possibilities and foresight. All right, so Pitt, how do we integrate this? How do we get this to be part of us and strengthen what is really weak inside of us? Well, we start at the base. You can go from the bottom and work your way up. And as you work your way up, it gets a little bit easier with each step. But you need to take the time to spend in prayer and meditation about each one of these items, because everybody uses the entirety of their stack. They just use it in varying degrees and to varying degrees of effectiveness. And so you need to learn how to balance all of those where they're all equally drawing the same amount. And the way to do that is to start at the base. And for the ISFP, that is going to be your own personal thoughts and logic. Now, the base you are going to misunderstand. You are not really going to get this right at all. It is, you're going to be doing it the wrong way, as a matter of fact. So you're going to think that you're really, really good at logic. You're going to think you're the best logistic person ever. You're going to be the best person ever for figuring things out, but you're not. And so you need to take the time and see where your logic is failing you. Now, there's going to be a tendency in your base to be stuck there. You're overwhelmed by the amount of energy that you get, because all of life is a waveform, and at the top of the wave and at the bottom of the wave you receive the most information. And as it comes towards the middle, because it's making like a sine wave, it's going like this at the top and like this at the bottom, and they come out and they meet and so at the top you're getting a lot of information. There's a lot coming in, but as it filters its way down, you get less information towards the middle of your stack. Now, the top and the bottom can overwhelm you. And when the bottom overwhelms you, it tends to lead towards addiction, depression, anxiety, and those type of things, because you don't use it well, you're choosing the wrong thing, and you're getting caught up in it. So you're thinking that you're making the best logical decisions ever for anyone, and it's literally the wrong decisions all the way around. It looks like that's peaking out just a little bit too high. And so what you need to do is stop and take time to make sure that your logic is actually consistent, that it is actually based in actual facts. Now, you're good at getting the facts. You're good at what has actually, or what is actually happening right now, and what are the physical options. And so start there to apply your logic to it. Whenever you're gathering the new things and the new experiences, go through them logically and yes, no, check them on whether or not this is useful, whether or not this is new, whether or not this is something, and just slowly build your logic that way. Because if you try and jump in on something else that you don't do quite as well, it's going to be a lot harder for you. But take the time to stop and think about where you are being logically inconsistent and how it is hitting you. Because it is hitting you. If you're an ISFP, your logic is kicking you in the ass. It is you consistently making the wrong logical choice. The yes-no choices are wrong. Now, if somebody else is telling you what to do, you're generally getting that pretty much right. But for yourself, if you're making your own decisions with your own logic, you're just not getting it right. And that's because you're not taking the time to do it. For the alternate, that's going to be the... Whoa, wait, what did I just do? ISFP, bro. Where'd that go? Right there. All right. I accidentally hit the wrong button. All right, so for the alternate, that's going to be the base in E, right? This is all the future possibilities. You're not good at figuring out what might happen from your actions or from what you're bringing in, because you're bringing in the SE, right? Well, you're not good at thinking, okay, I found some uranium. This is brand new. We don't have none of this. Let me just bring it back in the middle of everybody. Without ever thinking that it might cause cancer or radiation sickness or anything like that. You're just excited because you found something without stopping to think about what the consequences of finding that thing might be. Now, it doesn't have to be radioactive. There can be things that you're just missing as far as what could possibly be the outcome from this. So you need to stop and take the time for that specifically. What could be the outcome if I bring this thing back to my tribe? What could be the outcome if I bring this feeling that I've had, because you're really good at that too, to the tribe and give them the experience of this feeling that I have had? But what might be the other side of that? Just because you enjoyed it does not mean that everybody else will. And so you need to stop and consider what the possibilities of the bad side of it is. You're very much tend to not do that. And so just take the time to do that. For the sacral, this is trickster energy. This is what actively trips you up. Like, this is not you getting stuck in the energy like it is in the base, but it is you're making the wrong choices in the same manner, like you're making the wrong choices on the bottom two parts of your stack regardless. But whereas in the base, you're just overlooking the bad possibilities. With the TI, you're actively, or with the sacral, you're actively choosing that. And you don't understand why it keeps going wrong, right? You think, okay, well, this is the best possibility for the ISFP, right? Because you have only considered this amount of them. And so you are actively choosing to not look at any farther possibilities. Well, you need to stop that shit, like right off the top. If you are not considering any argument simply because of who is bringing it, which is a problem for you, or because you don't think that it's logically consistent, then you're messing up. You need to stop and consider the options. You need to stop and consider the possibilities of what could happen from this, and to quit choosing the wrong ones, right? You are very much reliant on the tribe to give you their rationale, and that's what you move forward from. You don't have a whole lot of logic strength, and so you rely on other people to give you the best ideas. and you get it wrong. You're actively choosing the wrong thing. So expand your tribe just a little bit. Get some more opinions in there. I'm not telling you that you have to eat or sleep or hang out with somebody that you don't like, but you do have to listen to them regardless. They may be bringing value to the tribe that you just don't recognize as a possible new idea. Stop and consider that they may be right. For the alternate, this is going to be your personal thoughts and logic. That's what's going to trip you up. So you are going to think that you are making the logically consistent choice, and you are just the wrong side of it, right? You're choosing the logical thing, but you're misinterpreting the whole situation. And so while you're choosing the best, right, the yes no question, you're choosing the yes, but the yes should have been no. And so it's like, is this useful? Yes. No, it's not. Like, it's that. It's not really that useful. What are we going to do with a spork? That's not needed. We can use a spoon or a fork perfectly fine. But you're gonna think that you're good at this. Like you really do think that you're good at the bottom of your stack, and you're really not that good at it. And it's not because there's a fundamental flaw or something along those lines. It is literally you just don't take the time to actually think the thing through. You're not taking the time to logically fact check anything that you're coming across, because you have a TE child. And your third eye child slot is where you get defensive. And so you're going to be very much defensive over what everyone else thinks. You're going to have to back off of that. You're going to have to start relying on your own logic in order to make decisions. And you're going to have to consider the possibilities that you are overlooking when you do so. The solar plexus, this is what feeds us. This is where we get our nourishment from. And for both of you, that is going to be structure. You're not going to be naturally inclined towards structure. You're going to feel like there is too much structure here, but that is simply because to you, it feels like it is the wrong structure. Not that there is structure, but that you feel like there is the wrong structure, that the structure has not been laid out firmly. It's not based in the right facts. You haven't taken all of these things that I gave you and come to the correct conclusion, tribe. I need you to look at these things that I'm bringing you and to come to the correct conclusion. And so what you're going to need to do here is to review the structure in the organization. Now, this also is past memories and that and receiving experiences. So you're also going to need to let other people find the things sometimes and to let them give you an experience of the new thing. You're going to have to, even if, here's the tough one for me, right? Is even if I have already seen the new thing, because I find the new things really quick, right? Whatever is going viral or trending or in the news, I find it really quick. But then somebody brings it to me and they start to show me because they're amused. Take my wife, for instance. She'll find something on TikTok and she's amused by it and she brings it to me and I've already seen it. And then I'm like, oh yeah. Like in the first 2 seconds, like, oh yeah, I saw that. Well, she feels bad because she can't give me that experience of her enjoyment. And so I need to let her give me that experience. I'm an SE user. It's in the top half of my stack. And I like to give the experience. I like to show people the new things. But it's okay to let other people show you the new things sometimes too. And so once you can learn to do that, that's really going to make you feel better. It really is, because what they're doing when they do that is they're taking the new thing and they're sorting it into the best thing and they're giving it to you. And you're not really good at sorting the best thing. You're really good at finding the new thing. And so when somebody else can sort and give you the best thing, especially if it's coming out of the things that you found for them, it's going to make you feel really good. It's going to make you be inspired. It's going to make you want to do more. It's really going to feed you. For the heart, this is what you really want to do, right? And what you really want to do is to make sure that everyone's ethics are the right ones. You're very concerned about how other people are going to feel in the future, and that their ethics are correct, because ethics are what the tribe has decided is the right thing. Morals is what you personally have decided is the right thing. So you want to take your morals and implant them on the tribe. Well, if you can do that in a healthy manner, with your stack working, that's fucking wonderful. You can help course correct the whole tribe. That's an amazing superpower. But chances are you're not doing it quite right, simply because you're not really considering everyone else's feelings and how they will feel about the ethics going forward. So if you can make sure that your morals are correct, and that you're taking the time to do the SI, the TI, and the NE to make sure that those things are right, then when you correct the moral or the ethics, you're actually correcting the right thing. You're actually steering us back towards a more neutral path as opposed to one of the extremities, right? Because all of life is but a dipole. Like everything is yes or no. Everything's much or less, right? Greater or none, alpha, omega. So, and everything exists in the spot between the two extremes. As a society, we tend to cluster towards one or the other of the extremes, whether that's left wing or right wing, in common vernacular for politics. And so what you need to do is to help guide people back towards the middle, because that's where we need to be. We need innovation coming from the left. We need new ideas. If not for the left, we would still have slavery. If not for the left, we would still be a colony. If not for the left, we wouldn't have any social programs whatsoever. So we need that. But we also need the right ideas too. We need people to go to work. We need people to pay their taxes. I know that's going to piss somebody off, but taxes serve a purpose. Our problem is that we're using them in the wrong way. If we took our taxes and actually applied them to what they're supposed to do, we would be the best nation on the planet. But instead, we send them off and do stupid shit with them. We need to stop doing that, and you are the person to do that. You are the person to help course correct us. And that is for both the ISFP and the ISFP alternate. It is your job to help course correct our ethics. And you're good at it. You will love it. That is what you will want to do. You will see a lot of pastors and career counselors and even politicians should be this, because if you're a healthy politician and you're an ISFP, then you're standing in your morals and you're seeing all the new things, making a rational decision off of it based off of input from everybody, and you're choosing the best possible guidance. Oh my God, that is like God level politician. We don't have none of those. They're all ESs. And so we really need to nurture the course correction is a good thing. Not every idea that comes from the other side is a bad one. And so you will feel more fulfilled if you're doing that. So you need to stop and take time to consider the ethics and where you can help course correct that. You need to figure out where you can help other people feel better. You need to figure out where you can help within the scope of what you like to do, right? I'm not going to tell you, well, you're an ISFP, you have to be a pastor. No, that doesn't work. It has to fit within your own belief system. What if you're agnostic? You can't be a pastor if you're agnostic, but you can be a counselor, right? You can help people to figure out what they need to do. You're good at finding the things for them to do. You're good at making sure that it's actually a moral job or it's a moral path for them to be on. So use that. Use that to help other people feel good. And if you're providing the structure, like if you're a really healthy ISFP and you can provide structure for someone and help them feel good, you're going to be golden you're going to be golden. Then we get into the more actives, right? This is the throat. This is what you miscommunicate. This is not necessarily you misunderstanding it. You just tend to overlook it and miscommunicate it. You tend to get it a little bit wrong. Whereas the bottom half of the stack, you tend to get it a lot wrong. Right here, you get it a little bit wrong. You're still getting the information from the right side, but it's it's coming through very weakly. It's got a real low signal strength. And so you need to boost that up a little bit. In order to boost that up a little bit, you need to focus on it, right? And so for an ISFP, that is going to be other people's thoughts and their rationale for doing things. You are going to tend to just go with the crowd because they're the crowd. Instead of, now, you're not going to go against your morals for it. Right? You will choose a new crowd if they violate your morals. But you're very much dependent on the tribe to tell you why. You're not good at figuring that out. That is personal thoughts and logic to figure that out. And that's on the bottom half really low. So you got a problem there. You're going to need to bounce back against the tribe. You're going to need to go to the people that you're talking with or that you consider your tribe and to bounce back the why of what y'all are doing. So if there is a new path coming forward, you're going to see that. SE, you're going to see, wait, this is something new opening up. Not really an idea, but things going forward. And you're going to be like, okay, this new thing's opening up. Let me go to the tribe right now and be like, hey, should we be on this path? Should we be doing this? Now, you already know where you stand morally, but you need to see why the tribe feels that they need to move forward, especially if it violates your morals. You're going to stand in your morals, but they could be wrong. You could be standing in the wrong morals. And that's why you need to check back with the tribe, because the tribe is there to course correct you just as much as you're there to course correct the tribe. And so just kick it back to the tribe. Talk to somebody in your tribe, whoever you consider your tribe. That is not all of humanity. Almost nobody, considers all of humanity their tribe. They consider this part of humanity as my tribe. Gamers are my tribe. Nerds are my tribe, right? Gangsters are my tribe. Whoever is my tribe. And whoever you identify with as your tribe, you need to make sure that you understand why they make the decisions that they do. But for the alternate, this is going to be NI, right? So you are going to miscommunicate what is the best path forward. You're going to see it. You're going to see it dimly. You're going to be like, yeah, I think if we do this, it will come out right. And it probably will, if you're putting in the time to make sure that everything else is lined up. And so what you really have to do here is to consider the other possibilities. You've already balanced that part of your stack, so you're looking at the other options and to really check to make sure that it is the best possibility. And then you need to communicate it. You need to talk to someone in the tribe about it. This is an introverted thing, so it's going to be a little bit harder for you to do. As an NI, that's introverted intuition, so you want to use this for yourself naturally, but it's better if you kick it back against the tribe and you find out what their input is. Why does the tribe's rationale think that this is the best thing? And then course correct from that. For the third eye, this is looking forward. This is not NI looking forward, but this is just looking forward in general. And you, as an ISFP, have looking forward in your looking forward slot. So you are looking for the best option, period. You're going to have a tendency to get caught up in conspiracies. You're going to get defensive over that. Man, I'm telling you, them global elites are just out there and they are coming for us. That's going to be your energy. Not necessarily about any specific one of the conspiracies, but there will be one that you are all in on. And you're probably not right in that conspiracy, and you're going to be very defensive over that conspiracy. That's not necessarily a conspiracy either, though. It could be a life choice. You have chosen to be a doctor, even though you hate blood. Like, it's a dumb choice, but you're going to be like, hey, I'm going to be a doctor regardless. This is the best path to get the best things, and I want the best things, so I'm going to be a doctor. But you faint every time you draw blood. You faint every time you have to cut somebody. You faint every time you lance a boil. Anything like that. But you stubbornly dig in, and just say, nope, there is no other option other than the one that I have already chosen. Well, guess what? You're wrong. You need to take the time to make sure that you are actually choosing the best thing. You need to look forward and be like, okay, here are the things. This one appears to be the best. Let me logic check it and then take it to the tribe and have them kick back to me whether or not it actually is. It's really that simple and that complicated. And so just take the time to do that. Go consider the options, logic check them, and then take it to the tribe. For the alternate, this is going to be TE, which you're going to get very defensive over the tribe's rationale. You're going to be very much follow the science. You're going to be very much the experts said. You're going to be very much it doesn't matter what you think. And so, like, to a specific person as opposed to the whole group. This guy has these letters behind his name, and therefore he is infallible, and nobody can argue with anything that he ever says, ever. Well, that's just dumb. Nobody is infallible. Nobody is infallible. And so you need to make sure that you are actually getting defensive over the correct things. Now, you're going to be good in your morals. You're good, but your morals may be wrong. So you need to understand why the tribe is making this rationale decision, and then you need to check against to see whether it is actually a good decision. And why the tribe is making it. Like, you're not going to be the best at choosing the best path. You're going to rely on the tribe to do that. You're going to give them the options. You're going to tell them how you feel about it, but you're not going to be the one to choose it most of the time. Quit going along to get along. Push back a little bit. Now, I'm not telling you to push back a lot. And another thing that can happen in the TE is you're not so much worried about follow the science, but you are very much, we will follow no science, right? You're pushing back against the tribe in such a strong way that you're refusing to see any of the rationale. That takes moderation as well. You need to take that back a notch. Sometimes the tribe is right. Sometimes the tribe is wrong. But always you need to consider whether or not you are wrong. Especially if you're not strong in your logic. Like, if you're not good at choosing the best option, then you need to take the time to kick that back. And the TE, you're going to be automatically drawn that. And you're direct here. Actually, no. Scratch that. You're informative here, because that's what the TE in the third slot means. If you got the SE and the TE together, the two E's together, means that you're informative. The two I's together means that you're direct. And so you're going to be inclined to talk to the tribe anyway. You just need to expand who the tribe is and pull in some different rationales. You need to understand why the opposition feels the way they do. They may have valid reasons for that. And you may even find their reasons valid, which is two different things. They could be valid and you don't find them valid. And that's a judgment call on you. Then we get into the crown and the divine. This is where things get really easy, because you've already straightened out all the rest of the stack, right? You've already gone through your NE and your TI. You've already gone through your SI and the IP. You already got through all the stuff that you get wrong. And now you're into the stuff that you get right. The crown is what you feel responsible for. This is where you feel responsible to the tribe. And you're going to feel responsible for the new things. That's what you're going to do. You're going to gather the things for the tribe. And so you need to make sure that you are gathering the right things, for one. But you need to take responsibility for gathering the things. Like, that's the main thing. You are the one to go out and find the things. If you've got SE in the top two slots, it's your responsibility to get the new stuff for the tribe. You are the gatherers. You are the people that are going out and doing the hunting. You are the people going out and building the roads. You are the people going out and actually making things happen, because that's what SE does. SE is things in action. It is going forward. It's finding the new stuff. And so You need to embrace that. You need to take the time to actively search out the new things, to know that that is where you're good. You really are. You're really good at that. You're good at finding new things. And so you need to take the time to make sure that you are finding new things. Don't go thinking you're finding new things by pulling out old things, but that the things that you are finding are actually useful. You need to learn to logic check whether or not I actually need to bring this back to the tribe. Does the tribe really need a brand new phone? We have all kinds of new kinds of phones that we don't need the new stuff. Do we really need this new thing? Oh, and if you can do that, if you can bring the new things in a responsible manner, you're going to feel great because you are responsible for bringing in the new things. And that's going to help you with your SIFE, what you need to do and what's going to nourish you. So if you're pulling in the new things and they're the correct new things, and with your SI, you have chosen that this is the best new thing. So you're doing all of that work yourself. You're going to feel great about that. Then you're going to be able to project how the tribe will feel and really feed them with what you're bringing them. It doesn't do any good if you got 47 people in a party and you kill 3 squirrels. Well, that ain't a whole lot of eating. You chose the wrong new thing to bring in. You should have been hunting a buffalo, right? Or a beef cow. That's what you need to be doing, is bringing in enough food for everyone, bringing in enough whatever to make sure that the whole tribe is satisfied by it. Now, that doesn't mean that you are going to be the one person who is doing all of that. The tribe's going to help you with that, but you're going to be good at making sure that the tribe does that. So if you've got somebody in your hunting party who's an SI and is not quite as good at that as you, you're going to take them under your wing and you're going to nurture them and teach them how to bring in the correct thing. So you need to make sure that you are bringing in the correct thing. And then the divine. This is where you excel. You do this without even thinking about it. You are the best at standing in your morals. You will be unshakable in what you feel is right. 90+% of the time, you are right. You got it. You are on point with your morals. But good God, that less than 10% of the time. When you miss the moral mark, you miss that shit by a mile. You are not even on the same continent. You miss that and it's going to bite you. It's going to be easy to get overwhelmed by the energy in the divine. So you can also overtake in your morals. You can stand in your morals to the point where you are not able to function in society. Because here's a deep, dark secret. Society is not moral. They have ethics. Their ethics are not necessarily good. And so it is up for you to figure out your morals and why you hold them. Logic check it. I know logic is not your strong suit, but logic check it regardless. Is this something that I really want to stand for? If we take the pre-embryon or the embryonic situation that we've got, the pre-birth situation that we've got going on, you have people that are very firm on both sides of that issue. Now, you have some people who think that that procedure should not happen. We'll use the right hand for this. Should not happen regardless of what happens. You have people that believe that. That is their moral. They might be an ISFP standing on the wrong moral. You have people on the left-hand side of that who are thinking that after there has already been a completion of the germination, that they should still be able to eliminate that issue. That is, it could be an ISFP and they're standing on their moral that my body, my choice. Well, guess what? After it's born, it's no longer your body, boss. It was never your body to begin with. You were given the gift of bringing forth brand new life. I am not on either side of that. I'm right there in the middle. I think that there are times where that needs to be a thing, but I don't think it should be a contraceptive issue. So I try to keep my morals right in the middle of that. That is what you need to do. And I'm not telling you that you need my morals. What I am saying is that you need to figure out whether you really believe that there should never be that, or that it should always be an option. You need to figure out whether you really believe that. Is that the best idea? Is that logically consistent with your view of what life is? When you get this wrong, you get it wrong by a long shot. And so you really need to take the time simply to make sure that you are getting it right. You're gonna do it without even, like, once you have made the decision that this is your morals, you're unshakable. And so before you become completely unshakable, you need to make sure that you have a firm foundation. Because if it's built on sand, it's going to fall down. If it is built on never or always, regardless of the decision, if it's never or always, it is almost always right or almost always wrong. Because there is almost never that duality fully present at any point in time. There is almost always, and I say almost intentionally, the middle ground. There are things that are absolutely wrong, and you will never convince me differently, like murdering someone, raping someone, molesting a child. Any of those things will always be wrong to me. There is no middle ground. The maps don't count. They don't. Not at all. And so there is the extremities that exist. But for most things, there is a very wide gray area. And you need to figure out where you stand personally in that gray area on the issues in your life. Because you will have to make a stand one day. And you want to make sure that you are making the stand correctly. You're going to be inclined to make it regardless. Like, whether or not you're right or not, you're going to want to stand when it comes time to be counted. And you're going to be the first one to stand in your morals. You're going to be the first one to say nope. You're going to be the first one to say yep. And then be unbudgeable. So make sure that it's right. As far as work, like I said before, like pastors, anything that you are helping people through a time of grief or suffering, especially by being morally firm, right? This is good for addiction counselors, especially, right? The addiction counselors are the best example of this, because you have made the wrong choices throughout most of your life, and you're able to build that moral foundation that is firm, right? That moral foundation is firm. And if you are firm in your stack and you've got everything balanced and there's nothing out of balance that makes you uneven, then your morals are impeachable. And so if you can help other people overcome their problems, especially like grief counseling or depression or anxiety, where it's dealing primarily with feelings and not physical circumstances, like career counselor is pretty good because that is helping someone feel good about their job and provide for themselves. But the counseling for the grief counseling, let's use that as an example. A grief counselor is helping someone to understand where they fit morally in the question of life and death and the question of loss, which is almost entirely a physical or a mental thing that is existing inside of your thoughts and your feelings. And so when you miss someone, yes, they are gone physically. The SE is gone. The SI is gone. They are no longer here. They can't be categorized. All you have is the memories. But it's the FE and the FI. How do I feel about this person being gone? I think it trips you up. And how does that play into the moral picture? What is the point of life? What is the meaning of life? Philosophy is another good one for this. Narrowing down the possibility, as long as you're doing it from a healthy place. But if you are really giving someone else structure with your SI solar plexus, and your heart, the FE heart, is helping other people with their feelings and ethics, you're going to be so fulfilled. Like, it's going to nurture you in a way that is like eating the right food and exercising the right way without effort. It's that type of thing. It's just what makes you happy. And if you want to be happy, find a way that you can serve people in that way. Because that's what you want to do. You want to help give them structure, and you want to help them correct their ethics. So grief counseling, addiction counseling, that type of situation. Like, there are other things too. Like, you're going to be really good at getting jobs done with your SE. And so construction, like being the guy that goes out and actually builds things, is a good spot for you because you're very physically adept with your thing, with the SE. SE is getting things done. And then for a partner, what you're going to be looking for, as always, is your sacral opposite, right? So you want someone who has in the first 4 slots what you have in your sacral. So for an ISFP, that is going to be the NE. You want somebody with their first 4 slots to have NE. It's going to be TI for the alternate. The first 4 slots need to be TI in order for you to have a beneficial, like, growth relationship. That is where the most support really needs to happen, is in your trickster. And so it's better if they have it in their third eye. Like, that is going to be the golden spot because it is directly filling in for the part that you're missing. They're going to get defensive over what you are getting tripped up on. And so they will help balance you out that way. But it's not necessary that it has to be in the third eye slot. It's not necessary that it be in any, right? You're just going to be in one of them. But it's better for you if it's there, but it's not like it's impossible to have a relationship either way. It may take more work if the stack doesn't align correctly. If you can have a relationship with somebody who is exactly the same as you, but it's going to be boring, you're going to hate it, and you're going to clash because even though your stacks align perfectly, how you interpret the world is going to vary a little bit, and you're going to get defensive over the same things, and you're going to get misunderstanding about the same things. Your demon's going to be the same problem, so you just feed each other with the wrong stuff. Hopefully, I brought a little bit of enlightenment and not too much confusion to a not too complicated topic. Like, once you understand the basics of this and you get it and really understand how this is affecting you, it has the power to change your life. It has the power for you to be able to structure your own growth as a person. And that's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to help you help you. I did this for me. And tomorrow we get to do me again with a new viewpoint, because the last time I did me, it was different. And so the next time I do me, it's going to be a whole different thing, and I'm going to learn something new from helping you. That is, like, I've learned new things just in these videos, and it hasn't really dealt with me yet. And so I'm looking forward to tomorrow and what I'm going to get out of this. Hopefully, I helped you get something out of this, that I helped you see why you have the particular things that keep tripping you up. Like, everybody uses the entire stack, but you use it to varying degrees. The top of your stack and the bottom of your stack receive and consider information as a wavelength, right? We did that. And so consider these percentages when you look at it, right? It's like 90, 70, 40, 20. And that's 90 at the top and the bottom. Then that's the information that you get. Now, when you get it from the bottom, it's bad. When you get it from the top, it's overpowering. So you need to moderate them where you're receiving the same all the way down. And if you can receive that information and process that information all the way through, you're really going to get it. And it's going to help you to be a better you. I'm not trying to change you. I'm trying to help you change you. Hopefully, this helps with that a little bit. If you like what I'm doing, leave it in the comments. Give me a like, share, and a sub. Feed my algorithm. Well, I need that more than anything. Yeah, to the crew, thanks for hanging out. I appreciate every single minute that you are here with me, I am praying for you every single day. I love you. Until next time. It's been Pitt. Peace.